For my documentary, I used a Nikon D3400 camera, which I used with two different lenses. One of them was a lens that would allow me to take longer shots and that helped me gather the long shots on my rugby footage and also the pictures that I needed for my poster and for my website. The other lens that I used allowed me to take shorter shots, which I used to take my interview footage with and some of the close-up shots of the rugby footage. I also experimented with a GoPro for some point of view shots, but unfortunately due to the weather I could not get what I needed. In addition to the camera, I also used a tripod to make sure the camera was steady when I filmed and to make it look more professional and to give the footage a higher quality. I also used a handheld mic in the interview since the camera I was using didn't have a headphone jack and the microphone on the camera didn't provide good enough audio. Another piece of equipment that I used was my MacBook Pro, which I had quite a few problems with since it is an old laptop and it struggled to load my editing software. I was confident using all these items as I had experience in the past with them, such as my LS production and my preliminary task, and this allowed me to be confident and get on with them quick. To edit my documentary, I used Final Cut Pro, which I had never used before and I only had experience with iMovie. I found it a lot more advanced than iMovie and it took me a while to learn how to use it. However, with practice for my preliminary task and my online tutorials, I got more confident with it. As I got more confident, I tried out using more advanced tools to make my documentary look more advanced and professional. I decided to go for Final Cut as it was much more advanced than what I had previously used and I wanted my documentary to look professional and high quality. Another piece of software that I used to edit my poster was Photoshop. I found this very hard to use and it took me a lot of practice and online tutorials to get confident with it. When I did get confident with it, I found it was a very good tool to use in the making of my poster as it had very advanced features that I tried to make the most out of for my poster. I also used a lot of different online resources in my production. The main one was YouTube. I used YouTube for a variety of different purposes. The main one was for looking up online tutorials. I watched tutorials for many different aspects of my production as I was new to a lot of the equipment and software that I was using, such as a handheld mic and the editing software. I found these hugely helpful and they let me make the most out of the equipment that I had. And I also used YouTube to upload the footage from the documentary onto the internet. Google was also a big help. I used Google to research the history behind the genre and the codes and conventions, which helped me learn a lot about it and give me the ideas of what I could do for my documentary. I also used Google to research my topic idea as it was about the history of rugby and I needed to have a lot of information for it and Google gave me all the information that I needed for it. Netflix was also a useful resource to have since it gave me access to several different types of documentaries that I could watch to learn the different codes and conventions and it also gave me ideas on what I could do for my documentary. Finally, I used Blogger, which let me post and track all my coursework online.